Today's video is about something you've probably been hearing everywhere lately: Ozempic. You've probably seen it all over social media, maybe heard friends talking about it, or seen those weight loss pen ads. But what's really going on with this medication? Is it actually the miracle solution to skip the gym and ditch diets forever? Or should we be more careful? And most importantly, what recent research is saying about it? Is Ozempic truly the leading weight loss treatment on the market, or simply a temporary trend? In this video, I'll reveal what no one has ever told you about Ozempic. Let's be real. If you've ever tried to lose weight, you know the struggle. You put in the effort, follow the diet, hit the gym, maybe even make progress, only to find yourself back at square 1 month later. It's frustrating, discouraging, and you're far from alone in feeling that way. Here's the thing though, we're dealing with a real crisis. Obesity rates are skyrocketing, and experts are saying that by 2035, half the world could be overweight. We're talking about massive increases in diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, all the scary stuff that comes with carrying extra weight. So when something like Ozempic shows up promising quick, lasting weight loss, of course people are going to jump on it. But let's break down what this medication actually is, and like most stories that sound too good to be true, it's more complicated than the headlines suggest. Do you use Ozempic? Have you lost weight or experienced any side effects? Leave your comment. Before we start, if you want to support the channel and get access to exclusive content, consider becoming a member. Just click the Join button below. Now let's get to it. What is Ozempic used for? Ozempic started life as a diabetes medication. The FDA approved it in 2017 for adults with type 2 diabetes who needed help controlling their blood sugar levels. The drug's real name is Semaglutide, and Ozempic is just the brand name that Novo Nordisk, the manufacturer, put on their weekly injection. But something interesting happened after diabetic patients started using Ozempic. They began losing weight, sometimes significant amounts. This wasn't the main goal of the treatment, but it was a side effect that many people found quite appealing. Soon, doctors started prescribing Ozempic off-label for weight loss, meaning they were using it for a purpose not explicitly approved by regulators. The demand exploded. By 2021, Ozempic had become the highest-earning medication for pharmacies in Brazil, generating over R$1 billion in revenue. In the United States, celebrities and influencers began talking about their, quote, weight loss pen, and suddenly everyone wanted to know about this possible miracle drug. The manufacturer saw an opportunity and developed Wegovy, which is essentially the same active ingredient, Semaglutide, but in higher doses, specifically designed for weight management. The FDA approved Wegovy for chronic weight management in 2021. There's also Rybelsus, a pill form of Semaglutide that's currently only approved for diabetes treatment. How does Ozempic work? Understanding how Ozempic works requires a brief biology lesson. When you eat, your intestines produce a hormone called GLP-1. This hormone does several important things. It tells your brain you're full, slows down how quickly food leaves your stomach, and helps your pancreas produce insulin to manage blood sugar. Semaglutide is what scientists call a GLP-1 agonist, which means it mimics this natural hormone. When you inject Ozempic, you're essentially flooding your system with synthetic GLP-1. Your brain gets the message that you're satisfied with less food. Your stomach empties more slowly, so nutrients are absorbed more gradually, and if you're diabetic, your pancreas gets help producing the insulin needed to move sugar from your blood into your cells. The weight loss effect comes primarily from appetite suppression. People taking Ozempic often report that they simply don't feel as hungry as they used to. Some lose their appetite entirely or find that food doesn't hold the same appeal. When you consume fewer calories, weight loss typically follows. This mechanism is similar to what happens after bariatric surgery, where the stomach is physically reduced in size. Both approaches lead to eating less, feeling full sooner, and losing weight as a result. Ozempic side effects and risks. No medication is without side effects, and Ozempic is no exception. The most common side effects are related to digestion, nausea, diarrhea, and constant hiccups. Some people experience a complete loss of appetite and lose interest in eating altogether. These digestive issues aren't just minor inconveniences. They can be severe enough that people stop taking the medication. The drug essentially changes how your digestive system functions, and not everyone adapts well to these changes. But the more serious concerns involve what happens during clinical testing. Researchers documented problems related to the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. These are rare complications, but they can be severe enough to put someone on a transplant waiting list. There have been cases of people developing liver failure because they took the medication without knowing they were already at risk. Recent research has uncovered another potential risk: vision problems. Two studies published in 2024 found that people taking GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic may have a small increased risk of developing NAION, non-arteritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy, sometimes called an eye stroke. This condition causes sudden, painless vision loss that often doesn't improve. The European Medicines Agency now requires product labels to include NAION as a documented risk. The connection between these drugs and vision loss is still being studied. Who should avoid this drug? The most important thing to understand about Ozempic is that it's not for everyone who wants to lose weight. The medication is specifically indicated for people with obesity or significant weight problems, not for those looking to lose a few pounds for cosmetic reasons. People with certain risk factors for NAION should be particularly cautious. This includes people with sleep apnea, high blood pressure, diabetes, and something called crowded optic nerve heads, an anatomical feature where blood vessels at the optic nerve are tightly packed together. Anyone with these conditions should have thorough discussions with their doctor before starting GLP-1 medications. The drug also isn't appropriate for people who aren't willing or able to make lifestyle changes. Clinical studies consistently show that the weight loss effects of Ozempic only occur when combined with dietary changes and exercise. The medication isn't magic. It's a tool that works alongside healthy habits, not instead of them. People who can't tolerate the digestive side effects should also avoid the medication. If you're already dealing with liver, gallbladder, or pancreatic issues, the additional risks may outweigh the potential benefits. Perhaps most importantly, people who can't commit to long-term treatment shouldn't start, because the effects appear to reverse when you stop taking the medication. Starting and stopping Ozempic without medical supervision can actually lead to weight gain rather than loss. How to use it. Ozempic comes as a pre-filled injection pen that you use once weekly. The typical starting dose for diabetes is 0.25 milligrams per week, which can be increased to 0.5 milligrams and then to 1 milligram depending on how well you tolerate it and how effectively it controls your blood sugar. For weight loss, higher doses are often used. Wegovy, the weight loss version, can go up to 2.4 milligrams per injection, more than double the diabetes dose. The injection is given subcutaneously, meaning just under the skin, typically in the thigh, abdomen, or upper arm. Remember, treatment should always be combined with lifestyle modifications. What recent research is saying? Recent research examining type 2 diabetes patients in the United States has produced mixed findings regarding vision-related risks associated with popular diabetes medications. Two comprehensive studies tracked between 159,000 and 185,000 patients over a 2-year period using medical record analysis. The first study revealed a connection between semaglutide and tirzepatide use and NAION, serious eye condition, though the risk appeared lower than earlier research suggested. Among 159,000 diabetes patients taking these medications, 35 individuals, 0.04%, developed NAION, while the comparison group saw 19 cases, 0.02%, among non-users. This study also identified a heightened risk for additional optic nerve complications, though the specific nature of these disorders remains unclear due to limitations in medical coding systems. However, the second study reached different conclusions, finding no elevated NAION risk among patients using GLP-1 medications. These conflicting results highlight the need for continued research to better understand the potential vision-related effects of these widely prescribed diabetes treatments. The research community is calling for more long-term studies. A 5-year clinical trial currently underway should provide clearer answers about the long-term effects of semaglutide on eye health. Another area of active research involves the rebound effect when people stop treatment. Scientists are trying to understand why the benefits disappear so quickly and whether there are ways to maintain weight loss after discontinuing the medication. The Ozempic phenomenon reveals something important about how we think about weight loss and medical interventions. The drug's popularity exploded, not because of careful medical consideration, but because it promised an easier path to weight loss than traditional methods. This isn't necessarily wrong. For people with obesity, traditional diet and exercise approaches have notoriously high failure rates. Obesity is a complex medical condition influenced by genetics, hormones, metabolism, and environmental factors. For these people, Ozempic can be genuinely life-changing, but the drug's popularity has extended far beyond its intended population. People without obesity are seeking prescriptions for cosmetic weight loss, creating shortages for diabetic patients who actually need the medication. This highlights a fundamental problem with how we approach weight management in society. The research makes it clear that Ozempic works, but only under specific conditions. You need to combine it with lifestyle changes. You need to be prepared for side effects. You need ongoing medical supervision. And you need to understand that stopping the medication will likely reverse the benefits. Most importantly, you need to be someone who actually needs medical intervention for weight management. Using Ozempic for cosmetic weight loss is like using chemotherapy drugs to lose weight. Technically possible, but unnecessarily risky for someone who doesn't have the underlying medical condition the drug was designed to treat. The story of Ozempic is ultimately a story about the difference between marketing promises and medical reality. The drug can be an effective tool for managing diabetes and obesity, but it's not the miracle cure that social media makes it appear to be. Like any powerful medication, it requires careful consideration, medical supervision, and realistic expectations. The most honest assessment is this: Ozempic can help people with genuine medical needs lose weight and improve their health, but it's not a shortcut for people who simply want to avoid the gym and eat whatever they want. The door may stick less, but someone still has to do the work of opening it. Which of these Ozempic insights were new to you? What discovery shocked you the most? And why did it surprise you? Drop your opinion in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please type yes in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more life-saving information. I also encourage you to check out these 2 videos we selected especially for you. Thanks for watching.